Today we're gonna use AI technology to source 10 questions that I have to answer. Let's go. What 10 questions would you ask a Korean American hip hop artist named Albert on a first date? All right, question number 1. Who are some of your biggest musical influences and how have they shaped your sound and style? I probably am not allowed to say this anymore, but Kanye was one of my biggest influences, just the way he used those soul samples and the production. That really got me into hip hop because I felt like there was just so much melodic energy. I really liked Lupe Fiasco growing up. Drake has and always will be a big influence for me just because of the way that he's made everything so catchy and infectious. And outside of hip hop, I really like the Beatles. I really like the alternative indie rock that I grew up on in middle school. I feel like that's really kind of making a comeback right now. So just a lot of different things. Can you tell us about your creative process when writing and recording music? More often than not, I'll actually come up with melodies and flows first and then put the lyrics in after. Every once in a while, I'll have like a really clever line that I want to put in and build something around that. Sometimes I'll get beats from friends or other producers. Sometimes I'll have an idea from the start and create the beat from scratch. It really does depend, but I am a big melody and delivery first guy, so I'll usually start with that. What do you hope listeners take away from your music, and what messages do you aim to convey through your art? I'm all about like accessibility and making sure that my music can reach a lot of ears and that it resonates with a lot of people. So again, I don't try to put a message into my music as much as just putting in my own life experiences and then letting people take from it what they want. What have been some of the biggest challenges you faced as an artist and how have you overcome them? You know, I've been working full-time since I graduated college and juggling music. I was in financial tech, now I'm in business school. I'm gonna be starting a full-time job after school. It's just been challenging switching my brain from music to work. But at the same time, it's been sort of a blessing. I think that having those restrictions is sometimes good for your creativity. It motivates you to work harder with the time that you have with music. Can you share a particularly memorable moment from your career so far, either in the studio or on stage? I think one that always sticks out is I used to have this concert out in New York called FLANNEL Day, and it was this little festival that I put together where I invited my friends who were doing music in the city, local artists, up-and-coming artists, and sort of curated an entire night. And the second one that I had in 2018, I remember I was stressing about selling tickets. I wasn't sure if people were gonna show up. And then the day of, we sold out the entire venue. And it wasn't just friends who came. It was like strangers I'd never met before who really liked my music and had been following me for quite a while. And that was the first show where I just felt energy throughout the entire performance. Definitely a night to remember. What other names were you thinking of besides Flannel Albert for your stage name? This is embarrassing. In college, I called myself IE for irregular Einstein because I thought I was a misunderstood genius, and my name is Albert. Yeah, I went by that for a while. It was terrible. People are laughing right now behind the camera. Who is your dream artist to open for? I think it would be really cool to open for Amine. I just feel like we have a lot of crossovers stylistically. We're both from Portland. I love his aesthetic, and he's just been a huge inspiration to me. And I think a lot of his fans would like me, hopefully. What 3 artists would you pick to headline Coachella weekend? I think definitely Frank Ocean, which is happening. I would want to see Drake there just because I'm probably one of the biggest Drake stans you'll ever meet. And the last one, Reliant K, who used to be my favorite band back in middle school. What is your ideal first date? First, we grab drinks at like a nicer cocktail bar so I can show you that I'm sophisticated, we can get to know each other, we can talk a little bit, and then we move on to somewhere more casual. I like to go to like a barcade actually, because I've already shown you I'm sophisticated. Let me show you like my lighthearted, funny side. And then the barcade, there's room for like competition, a little friendly like, oh, I bet you can't beat me at this. After that, I shake your hand and I go home. Finally, what advice would you give to aspiring musicians and artists who are looking to follow in your footsteps? It's really hard to do, I still do it, but only compare yourself to others if it inspires you. There are times when it's going to really discourage, everything that you're doing. You gotta learn to shut that part out because everyone has a different path. Everyone gets to that end goal in a different way, and it's all based on circumstance. It is good to compare yourself to your peers if it inspires you and you can take from that. But if it's not helping you, shut that part of your brain off. This has been 10 for 10 with Gas Music. My name's Flannel Albert. Thanks for watching.